We are covering a topic unique to the Texas real estate exam, the option period. This is a critical concept you must master, as it's frequently tested. The option period is a negotiated number of days in the Texas purchase contract that gives the buyer the unrestricted right to terminate the contract for any reason. To get this powerful right, the buyer pays a non-refundable option fee directly to the seller. Think of it as paying for the power to walk away. No questions asked. On the exam, you'll be tested on the distinction between the option fee and earnest money. They are not the same. The option fee is non-refundable and pays for the right to terminate. Earnest money, on the other hand, is a good faith deposit held by a third-party escrow agent, which is generally refundable if the buyer terminates properly during the option period. A common exam question presents a scenario where a buyer delivers a single check for both the option fee and earnest money, but the amount is short. You need to know that the funds are first applied to the option fee. This secures the buyer's right to terminate, even if the earnest money deposit is incomplete, which could put the buyer in default but preserves their termination right. Let's walk through an exam-style example. A buyer and seller agree to a 7-day option period for a $200 option fee. On day 5, the buyer's inspection report reveals a significant foundation issue. The buyer can terminate the contract in writing before the 7-day period expires, and their earnest money will be returned. The seller, however, keeps the $200 option fee as compensation for taking the property off the market. Now, if the buyer simply gets cold feet on day 3 and decides they don't like the neighborhood, can they terminate? Absolutely. The right to terminate during the option period is unrestricted, meaning for any reason. The exam will try to trick you by suggesting the buyer needs a valid reason, like a bad inspection. Don't fall for it. The termination procedure itself is a trap for the unwary. The buyer must give written notice of termination to the seller before 5 p.m. local time on the last day of the option period. A verbal notice is not sufficient. If the notice is late, the buyer loses their unrestricted right to terminate, and their earnest money could be at risk if they fail to close. Here's a mnemonic to remember the key elements: OPT out, option period for a T termination. This reminds you that the purpose of the option period is to give the buyer a way to opt out. Remember, the option fee buys time and the unilateral right to terminate. The earnest money shows you're a serious buyer. Master this distinction, the strict termination deadline, and the non-refundable nature of the fee, and you'll be well prepared for any questions the Texas real estate exam throws your way on the option period. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.